Big things are happening in the world of Discovery and Warner Brothers, and David Zaslav, the upcoming CEO, wants Ben Affleck and the real DC Trinity. More right after this. What is happening, Internet? Welcome to the O1 channel, your source for all things Batman in TV, movie, video games, and occasionally comics when I feel like it and comics aren't being weird, which they are right now. But Batman is making headlines again, not just with the Batman movie making over $700 million. At least that was the last time I heard. The Batman that Robert Pattinson replaced is back in the news again after the rumor that Ben Affleck said he wants to keep the door open to more possibilities of Batman since his character doesn't die in The Flash, and it gives the public the opportunity to see more of him. David Zaslav, according to, I would say, probably executives or people that are on his team members, whatever you want to say, have leaked some fun things to the internet about his thought process on DC properties. And when he mentioned the DC Trinity recently, as of, I believe it was February, he did not bring up the brand possibility of Supergirl, Wonder Woman, and Batgirl as the DC Trinity. When speaking about the DC Trinity to Fox Business a little while ago, he spoke about Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, namely Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Henry Cavill. Now, with the DC movie slate being delayed, there are a lot of rumors flying around that Henry Cavill's Superman has been approached with a 6-picture deal. Now, nothing's been confirmed yet, so don't get too excited and jump out the window and be like, oh my gosh, Henry Cavill's back. Nothing's been confirmed yet. This is just whispers or mummerings of the industry, and it's been confirmed by a couple other people, but until you see them make an official announcement, it's just a rumor, so always remember that. But it does show you the mindset of the new CEO coming in. It's not necessarily the Snyder Cut. He wants these actors. He wants Henry Cavill to fight Black Adam in Black Adam 2. He wants Ben Affleck to come back and do some stuff on HBO Max because they really need that Mandalorian series on HBO Max, because HBO Max is bleeding subscribers after the Snyder Cut release because there's nothing to fill that gap. And Zaslav is kind of like, well, I've got a plan. Now, this coincides with another thing that just happened by Sam Raimi, who is in the process of hyping up his new Doctor Strange movie, which is going to be awesome in May. But he was asked recently in an interview, I'm trying to remember the trade that talked to him. I think it wasn't Entertainment Tonight. It was Empire Online, I believe, is another one of those companies. But they said, you've done Spider-Man, and you've done the Doctor Strange movie. What is a movie you would love to do? Like, if you could do any character right now, what character would you just drop everything and go make a movie for? And Sam Raimi said it would be the Batman, and if I see the signal, I'll come running. Now, the reason why this is exciting, right now, we had a bunch of stuff happen with Discovery where they are literally, I wouldn't say kicking people to the curb, they're rearranging the executives. Didn't you get the memo? Some of the executives that are no longer there, unless they have either a higher-up job, which, I mean, this is the board of directors at Warner and Discovery. So, I mean, the troublemakers, Toby Emmerich and Anna and one other person are not listed as upcoming CEOs when the buyout or merger is finalized. In fact, their names are absent, so either they got demoted or they're getting their severance. Which, I'm not the first one to say that, so don't come running me if it's not true. There are a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram and Reddit and all these other places talking about this stuff. Some people are pretty upset because they were like, I like the direction that DC was going. I don't want the toxic Snyderverse back. But it wouldn't really be the Snyderverse because Zack Snyder is busy with Rebel Moon and some other things. It would just be the Snyderverse actors. Some of them. And that's actually something that's really cool. Now, anyway, back to what's going on. Right around Sam Raimi's announcement that he would love to make a Batman movie, a few hours earlier, I believe it was like, well, I mean, few hours for me is a little bit different. About 15 to 10 hours earlier, all the concept art from Ben Affleck's The Batman movie released. And this also followed his announcement through some type of interview or whatever that he was leaving the door open for more Batman. All his concept art from Deathstroke and the Batman, it leaked. The Deathstroke suit, wasn't the best. In fact, it looks like the Deathstroke suit that they ended up using for the Titan show. So yeah, I mean, kind of disappointing. I always like the Deathstroke suit that we saw in the Justice League thing. I think that looked really awesome. But Ben Affleck's Batman suit looks really cool. You could see that this is a suit that he was supposed to battle Deathstroke with because it's a little bit more armored. It looks more like an Arkham suit, and it also matches up with Ben Affleck's Batman script that I shared with you guys, at least some of it, just a little bit of it. You know, the overall kind of arc where the movie was going and what, Batman would have to do in order to fight Deathstroke. So it matches pretty much all the information we had on Ben Affleck's stuff. So his suit leaked. It looks okay. I love the ears. The cowl looks pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of the bat symbol on his chest, but it is what it is. It doesn't serve any purpose other than it looks like kind of like rather than a bat, it almost looks like a Nightwing symbol or something like that. Maybe it's a tribute to Dick Grayson. I don't know, since Dick was dead in that universe. But that's besides the point. So you have all these different things that are falling into place right now. Ben Affleck said, I am open to the idea of coming back as Batman. All of Ben Affleck's concept art has leaked for his the Batman project, which is a horror movie. Then you have a horror movie director that makes superhero films express interest in directing a Batman movie. You have David Zaslav, the upcoming CEO, literally weeks away, saying that he wants the DC Trinity in movies, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, not Batgirl, Wonder Woman, and Supergirl. That's not the Trinity for him, and he knows it's not going to make money. If they had their own little side project somewhere, but if they're not going to be the center focus of the new DC universe. That idea is pretty much gone, most likely. Does that mean the Batgirl movie is going to be canceled? No. The Batgirl movie is part of the greater DC multiverse. If I am just speaking out loud, I would say that probably the Snyder characters would appear as exclusives on HBO Max, or maybe they'll end up in theaters. I don't think that basically Henry Cavill would be too cool with the idea of, just being on HBO Max. But I think Ben Affleck would, not want to step on Robert's toes and would be totally fine with his movie, which he wanted to make at a budget anyway, being on HBO Max as either an actual movie, The Batman, which was basically like the House of Arkham and really cool Deathstroke stories. And it involved, well, I already shared it with you guys, Deathstroke being a serial killer, bumping off people close to Wayne, because he learns who Bruce Wayne and Batman are. They're one and the same. So he is kind of like this fearful guy running around killing everybody close to Bruce Wayne that's not already dead. And it has some connection to what happened with Robin. It has some connection what happened with Slade's son, Jericho. And the perfect director to really do that is Sam Raimi, if you really think about it, because he is a horror movie director, and then you've got the superhero thing that he's done, and he's expressed love in the Batman. Now, please keep in mind that some of this may never happen because it's more than likely that Marvel is not going to like the idea of one of their upcoming directors who's doing the Doctor Strange movie, which releases in a couple months, moving over to DC to make a dream Batman film when his dream superhero was Spider-Man. They're probably going to want to greenlight Spider-Man 4 or something to keep him in-house. And then, of course, all those plans will go awry, and we'll have to find another director that'd be willing to do something with Ben Affleck. But Matt Reeves has his own universe with the Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman, which is still open to the possibility of coming back, doesn't really have a lot going on right now. If the Sam Raimi discussion about the Batman possibility happened, we'll say 6 months from now, when all this stuff wasn't happening, with the CEO's mindset for the projects, the idea of the concept stuff leaking, right during the Batman stuff, right during rumors with Ben Affleck flying around, how he's in a great mental state. He's very happy with how The Flash is. The Flash is going to have some reshoots. We don't know if that's going to involve Ben Affleck, but there is going to be some very major reshoots happening with The Flash. And it's not just for visual effects. That much I can tell you. I wouldn't say to the same degree of Justice League reshoots, but definitely some characters that weren't in the movie will most likely be added in. Because as I've said, and I've been telling you guys for 6 months, the CEO coming in is a huge fan of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Now, this doesn't step on the toes of Matt Reeves. I'm pretty sure that Zaslow is very happy with how the Batman is performing, and he's going to want that to continue and let Matt Reeves do whatever he wants over on his side of the Matt Reeves universe, in theaters, on HBO Max. But HBO Max is a big enough property that they're going to have a lot of different DC stuff. You can make the argument because of the Harley Quinn show. You can make the argument because of all the other stuff that happens on HBO Max that there could be another live-action Batman series, and that would be that Mandalorian epic thing, The Batman, which, if that was directed by Sam Raimi on a budget with his cinematography, Ben Affleck's Batman, Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, Jared Leto's Joker, I mean, you would literally change the game for these mini episode series things. And I think that Zaslow would actually do that, just based on his love for the characters and also his will to make money, and they want to drive subscriptions for HBO Max. So let's see what happens. Am I saying this is going to happen? Not necessarily. Could it happen? Big time. The fact that everything is just so close together is not a coincidence. This is pretty terrifying in how quickly Discovery is working, because I thought this was going to be a gradual process over the next 6 months, and it sounds like it's going to be a quick takeover of power. But anyway, now I want to hear from all you guys. What do you think about this news? Are you pretty excited about the possibility of Sam Raimi doing a Ben Affleck Batman movie? Are you thrilled with the idea of this Discovery CEO just kicking butt and taking names and setting up what he believes is going to make a lot of money for Discovery Warner? And the possibility of even doing a DC Trinity movie down the line. Let me know what your thoughts on all this is. I always like sharing this news with you guys. It's a little bit late, so my words are a little bit fumbled up. I got some other things to do, but hope you guys appreciate this quick little video. I had to put the Ben Affleck Batman suit on. I wanted to do a video on the concept art of the bat suits, but I just don't have time. Maybe sometime when the film officially gets announced or whatever. Because remember, the script is done. Warner Brothers has the script. They don't have a director, and Ben Affleck is just really not sure what he wants to do, but he hasn't closed the door. Not yet. So this could be a pretty exciting time, but it could also be nerve-wracking. So we'll see what happens. But it's okay to have hope. All right, guys and gals, you take care. Thanks so much, and I will see you, because there will be more Batman news coming out this week and next. So keep it locked here for your news for all things Batman in video games, TVs, and occasionally comics. Bye-bye.